Hello, and welcome back to How About That Crypto. You are watching your daily crypto news and updates with your host, Bitcoin Stylist on Twitter and Bitcoin Hairstylist on Instagram. I am here Monday through Friday, and I explain crypto and Web3 while keeping you up to date on all the latest. Today's news stories are: the votes are in. The EU MiCA legislation that we've been talking about passed yesterday. What do you need to know? And are Russians bypassing sanctions through the UAE? I will explain all of this, but first, if you like the content or you don't like the content, please let me know by leaving a comment below. Please like and subscribe. And if you're listening on podcast, please give me 5 stars and follow. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and click the bell. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Just to be clear and litigious, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now, my prayers continue to go out to Ukrainian people and all those affected. And I'm going to jump into this news today. All right. So now, if you've been watching, I've been reporting on MiCA, and MiCA is crypto. MiCA stands for Markets in Crypto Assets. So what is it? This legislation is to regulate the crypto markets. There has been a push to get this through as a result of the need to shore up the crypto space in terms of policing it in light of the Russian sanctions. There was language that was considered a de facto ban on proof of work mining. So what is proof of work mining? If you don't know, it's a slow and energy intensive consensus protocol that some cryptocurrencies use to secure the network and settle transactions. The only coins worth mentioning that use this are Bitcoin and Ethereum, but Ethereum is transitioning away from this to reduce its energy consumption and speed up transactions. Well, many people in the world, including in the EU, want to ban this practice on grounds that it consumes too much energy. I reported yesterday that this consensus protocol could be used to stabilize the energy grid, incentivizing more energy production, which the government could mandate be renewable or sustainable. Instead of being creative and realizing that this consensus protocol could be the solution that we have been looking for to grow our energy sector, people just want to ban it. Well, that is the language that was feared in the MiCA legislation. And you can see this article if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on Instagram, the links are in the description below. Bloomberg reports EU crypto proposal seen as a de facto ban fails in vote. The EU's Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee voted on a final draft of the Markets in Crypto Assets, or MiCA, legislation on Monday, which included a clause pledging to make crypto assets traded or issued within the block subject to minimum environmental sustainability standards. A final tally of the committee's voting showed the proposed clause was defeated with 23 votes in favor, 30 against, and 6 abstentions. This has been cheered by the industry as a win. However, the committee passed a separate vote to add crypto mining to the EU's taxonomy for sustainable finance, which would define whether crypto can be viewed as sustainable. This sounds to me like they're going to find a way to punish the energy intensive coins. Still, no language or conversation about how proof of work can be used to help the energy portfolio of Europe. I get it. Europe is in a pretty tough place right now. They are not thinking creatively. They are not being proactive. They are being reactive to the Russian conflict. Russian energy makes up 40% of the EU's energy portfolio, and there are widespread concerns about Russian sanctions being skirted by crypto. Unfortunately, that is where we are at in the world. But the good news is it seems Bitcoin and crypto won this battle for now. What do you think about this? Do you have any better ideas to help build the green energy sector? Do you think proof of work should be banned? Are you happy or sad about this? Let me know. Leave a comment below now, and let's move on. Here we go. Next story. So on the point about Russian sanctions, Reuters reports exclusive: Russians liquidating crypto in the UAE as they seek safe havens. Now, I want you to check this out, this claim right here. One crypto firm has received lots of queries in the past 10 days from Swiss brokers asking to liquidate billions of dollars of Bitcoin because their clients are afraid Switzerland will freeze their assets, one executive said, adding that none of the requests have been for less than $2 billion. The problem with this claim is that the Swiss have ensured that the world that they are also sanctioning Russia. This is a big deal because Switzerland has been notorious for being neutral. They also said that they're sanctioning crypto. That includes all those assets. The story also says that all the requests for liquidations have just suddenly disappeared. Could it be because of these sanctions, that the Swiss sanctioning the crypto assets as well as traditional financial assets? Is this really happening, or is this just clickbait? Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. The story goes on. People in the UAE have indicated that they have had a flood of Russians and Belarusians coming to buy property. They even say that they are trying to do so with crypto. I got another little quote here. The UAE was put on a gray list this month for increased monitoring by the Financial Crimes and Money Laundering Watchdog, the Financial Action Task Force, or the FATF. The FATF cited risks in certain industries, including real estate agents and precious metal dealers. Also, the UAE's foreign ministry said they have a strong commitment to working with the FATF. The UAE is also staying somewhat neutral on these sanctions. So what do you think about this? I'm going to keep a watchful eye. If sanctions are being skirted with crypto, that is cause for alarm. I maintain my position that mass adoption of favorable government regulation are the key to crypto prices going up. That is not financial advice. Isn't that what most of us want? The prices to go up? I know I do. I mean, I felt like I started this show because I noticed that when I talk to people, they don't really seem to know what's going on. And they're only getting these like super high level arguments that lack a ton of information. And some of it is conjecture. So these stories pose a risk to crypto. Because they create fear in the eyes and in hearts of the regulators and of the masses. Everyone's afraid that crypto is going to ruin the environment. Everyone's afraid that criminals are going to be able to get away with crime. The reality is that, I've been reporting and I maintain the narrative until someone comes up with some reason that I am wrong or a better idea. But in the environmental concern, like I said earlier, and I said yesterday, and I've said throughout this show, Bitcoin and proof of work mining is energy intensive, yes. However, the problem with our energy sector, especially here in America, is that the utility companies won't build the transmission lines to get the energy from the Great Plains to the cities, which are primarily on the coasts. With wind energy, the Department of Energy has declared the U.S. as the Saudi Arabia of wind energy. And we also have tons of room in the deserts to build solar farms. The problem is utility companies won't build the transmission lines, and the energy companies won't build the energy until the transmission lines are there. So you got both saying, no, you do it first. I'm not going to spend this money. And then because the reality is if they start building the transmission lines, they still got to wait for the energy production to get ramped up. And the energy producers not only need transmission lines, but they need someone to pay them as they start ramping up the production. So enter Bitcoin and proof of work mining. Proof of work mining all they need is a low bandwidth energy internet connection, which you can get through satellite internet or various other ways. And that would be a base load consumer. So these energy productions, they basically bootstrap green energy projects. And there's also the reality that, they bootstrap green energy production, and then the transmission lines can be built. It makes a lot of sense. It's simple. It's not that hard. Now, the other thing is in a energy grid, the demand of energy on the grid is not constant. So there is not as much incentive to continue to produce energy. So if there's a constant demand on the energy grid, then that creates more incentive for an energy producing company to come in and create more energy. A government wants to mandate something, they can mandate that new energy production needs to be green. And that could be solar, wind, whatever. And so then you create more and more energy production because you have this demand on energy. And then you can eventually have an entire green energy sector. So am I creating a simple solution to a complex problem? Please let me know by leaving a comment below. And then as far as skirting sanctions go, this article says that $2 billion, sorry, I'm going to move off of that. This article says that 2 billion, the minimum request for liquidation was $2 billion or more. Well, 2 to $6 billion would cause a lot of fluctuations in the market. And it also said that these requests have disappeared. So we also have been reporting on this, that getting around crypto sanctions is really hard because of thin liquidity in the crypto market. So what do you think about all this? Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear someone give me ideas that I haven't come up with. Debate me or agree with me. Let me know. I want to hear from you. Please like, subscribe. I really appreciate you. Have a good day. Hodl on.